Hello out there. Happy Thursday. You know that Thursdays mean one thing and one thing only. We get together to talk about beating the market and trading in general. Now, today we're going to talk about the very first steps to trading for a living. And it might not be what you think it is, and hopefully you'll understand the importance of it. All right, three things today. Number one, why do people come to YouTube? This is a YouTube video on YouTube. Why are you here? Why do I go to YouTube? What is the point of YouTube? Well, for me, correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically two things. You go to YouTube to be entertained, find some sort of person or media personality that you like, or it's to learn stuff. For me, how many times do I go to YouTube and type in how to blank? All the time. YouTube is an unbelievable resource to learn stuff. So, number two, instead of me just putting my random trading thoughts out there, and yes, my trading thoughts are sometimes random, but I do try to make it helpful for you. I try. But instead of doing that, instead of just talking to you about what I'm working on or what I'm thinking about, why not make a video or a series of videos that actually can be searched and will help you? That's what this is. These are the very first steps to trading for a living. Maybe you've heard it before, maybe you haven't. But this has nothing to do with trading systems. So either you've just turned it off, or hopefully because it's probably as important or more important than the trading system, hopefully you're still listening. Are you still there? Say something. Anyway. All right. Think with me for a second. Don't think about trading for a living. Let's talk about what if someone offered you a different job or a different lifestyle, which is pretty much the same thing. We would have a whole series of thoughts that you and I would discuss with each other. All right, you just got offered a new job. Great, Bobby. What does that mean? We wouldn't talk about the exact job, would we? We'd talk about, okay, what does that mean? But for whatever reason, people think of trading as something completely different than any other potential new job. I think it's ridiculous. The emails that I get about trading for a living aren't, well, let's see, how do I get set up? What do you think I mean? What is my account size? What does it really take? The emails I get are, can I make X percent a month? Or how much can I make? How much can I make? How much can I make? And that really, yes, a trading system must make money or else we can't trade for a living. But that is several steps after the most important ones. You understand? The people who are trying to take your money and are great marketers and have millions of dollars a month in subscribers talk about cars and beaches and millions made and flashing dollars and making it rain. I get all that because it's exciting and it's emotional. It makes you buy something. But no one really talks about the real life principles. And I was searching around using my how to YouTube search, and it was hard to find stuff that was real life advice. So, again, that's why we're here today. So, let's talk about it. If someone offered you a job in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, the hub of the universe now is San Francisco, right? What if someone offered you a job today, right? Okay, great. Hey, my friend, you called me. You just got offered a job. What's the first question? Would it be, how much am I getting paid? Is it? Because should it be? Well, let's find out. If that's your only concern is how much you'll get paid, you do realize that's pointless, right? It's pointless because what does money mean in regard to what your life is going to be? For example, a $30,000 a year salary in San Francisco basically means you can't survive. You're homeless. I just read an article a few weeks ago about a woman who's been trying to survive in San Francisco on $30,000 a year, and it has been a struggle. Basically, it can't be done, at least successfully or comfortably. Now, getting a $30,000 a year salary in Columbus, Ohio, which I know a little bit about since I lived there for several decades. Did you know that the cost of living is 50% lower in Columbus? So a $30,000 salary in Columbus is actually 45. See, all that matters. It doesn't matter how much you make. if your expenses are more than what you bring in. Do you understand? A San Francisco salary has to take into account how much our expenses are going to be, cost of living, rent, mortgage, and so forth. So if you're going to trade for a living, do you understand? We need to know our number. It's not about the trading system or how much the trading system makes. Yes, I know if it makes $1 million a month, it's probably okay. But that's not the point. We need to know right now, please do this with me. How much do you need to live off of each month? What is your number? What is your monthly expense number? If you do not know, if you just think trading is cool like I do, and you just want to get started, you're making a horrible mistake. You have to know your number. Add them all up, right? How much per month are your expenses? I'll give you a second. Go ahead. All right, I might go to YouTube while you're getting that number. Oh, look at that. Anyway, I'm back. Didn't really go anywhere. You got your number, great. Let's say it's $5,000 per month. Let's just say, okay, that's $3,000 for rent. You got a nice place, or you live in New York or San Francisco and you just got a regular place for $3,000 a month. All right, $500 for your car, right? That's car payment, that's car insurance, that's gas, right? Depending on how much you have to drive. So let's say $500 for the car, $200 for insurance. That's maybe life insurance, or that's house insurance, or that's car insurance, whatever. It's about $200 a month, reasonable. $150 for utilities. If you have a big house, maybe that's more, but that's fair. $150 for internet and cable. Maybe that's less. Maybe you're a cord cutter. Who knows? But let's say $150. And let's say $1,000 for food and entertainment per month. That's only $33 a day, right? 1,000 seems like a lot, but it's pretty easy to spend $33 a day anywhere, right? If you're not careful. So that's a decent number, right? Especially for a family, right? Maybe if you're 20 years old and you just graduated college early, right? Maybe you don't have expenses, whatever. That's 60,000 per year per expensive. Any job needs to cover that. A job in San Francisco that makes 58, if your cost is 60, it doesn't work. So yes, it matters how much it makes, but only after you get the number, right? So let's flip it back to trading. Using that number, we need our trading account to create 5,000 per month on average. Here's the difference though, and you need to get this into your head because it's something that's been difficult for me to learn over the years, and that is trading is not a salary. You don't get it every month. Even if we found a trading system that can create 5,000 a month, which obviously exists, that doesn't mean you're going to have 5,000 every month. In fact, you'll never get 5,000 in a month. You'll get more, you'll get less, but you'll never get 5,000. So get that into your head. That is freaky, right? That can really mess someone up. Because you think, oh, my system average is 5,000 a month, and it doesn't get that the very first month. It's an average. That is really important to talk about in detail, and maybe we'll do it another time. So we need 5,000 a month. If we don't have a trading account, we get 0 per month. That's the thing about trading for a living. Yes, it's obvious, but we need to say it out loud between us. We have to have an account, money to create money. So we already need to have a sizable trading account to get that 5,000 a month. That's important too. A job, you just take it and money comes in. In trading, you already have to have money. You already have to have it. Well, how much do you have to have? Good question. What can trading produce? Well, of course, the experts say trading is not possible, so let's talk about that. Right? You can't beat the market. Of course you can. So what can we get if we're investors and not traders? Well, that means index funds, right? The experts say use index funds. Well, what does an index fund get? 10% per year. Maybe. Over 100 years, it's less than that. In the past 10 years, it's about 10% per year. All right, some years do better, some years do worse. Okay, so we're index fund traders. We're ready to quit our jobs. 10% per year is 0.8% per month. So I'll save you all the math. Check me if you'd like. Using math on an index fund, We need a trading account of $625,000 before we even get started. Okay? We can't trade for a living until we have $625,000. That's a little different, right? That's a little different than going rags to riches. If we're just going to do an index fund, that's what it takes. That will give us our $5,000 a month. Okay? So, that is daunting, but that's what it takes. So if we're really going to sit here and talk in these next few videos about what it takes to trade for a living, forget about trading systems or anything about trading. Number one, if you don't know your expenses, we can't even have a conversation. You can't take a job and you can't trade for a living. If you don't know your monthly budget, there's no way this is going to work. But once you do know, now step two to trading for a living is you have to have an account, right? And for that account, you have to know what it can produce. Remember, if you're just going to be an index fund investor and go to Vanguard and buy an index fund today, you need 625,000 or maybe something less, right? 625 is for 5K a month. What if your expenses are 2,500 a month? Ah, well then it goes down to only about 300,000 in your trading account, and then you're set for the rest of your life. Well, what if your expenses are lower? Then you need less money, do you see? But use that as a guide. Get your expenses, and then you can use an index fund as your guide, right? And that's it, you're done. You want to trade for a living, get your expense number and get your trading account. Start saving up now. Have a job on the side or keep your current job. Save, put 10% away a month. More than that. When you get your trading account, you can retire. That could be 5 years from now. That could be today if you've been a saver and you're just coming across this video. But if you're going to do it the easiest way without learning any trading systems, without doing anything, get your expenses and then extrapolate out, get your trading account, and that's it. You're done. You literally can quit. It won't provide it every year, 60,000 exactly, but it'll give you on average what you need. Okay? But what if you know your expenses, but you don't have that huge amount of money saved? Is trading for a living over? Is that it? No. If you're a trader, that number can change. And we'll talk about that next time. If you are interested in any of my trading courses for trading systems, you can go to kajabinext.com. That will probably change soon, so pay attention to the end of these videos. And if you're interested in the Wednesday newsletter, which always comes before the Thursday video, go to scottwelsh.me and sign up for the newsletter. That's it, everybody. We'll be back next week. We're going to try to do a few how-to videos, and I hope that's interesting to you because it's always interesting to me. Bye for now.